Some 13,000 years ago, a group of people from Asia walked across a land bridge that connected Siberia to Alaska and headed south. It was long held that there was only one founding population and that their route was up through Siberia. The first settlers made it to the Americas.
Deep in the remote forests of Siberia lie the Gornia Shoria megaliths, colossal granite blocks so vast and precisely aligned that they dwarf even the great stones of the Egyptian pyramids.
But remember that the ancient Egyptians tell us in many of their texts that everything they knew was a legacy.
With some weighing in at an astounding 3,000 to 4,000 tons, these structures pose a tantalizing question. If our modern machinery would struggle to maneuver such massive stones today, how could ancient humans have possibly constructed them?
Let's consider what we mean by advanced. What is an advanced civilization? Are we really an advanced civilization?
This mystery invites us to explore not only the breathtaking scale of these megaliths, but also the advanced yet unknown technologies that might have been used in an era long past.
That is one of the mistakes in looking for a quote-unquote advanced civilization in the past, is that we tend to be looking for ourselves.
The Gornia Shoria megaliths, sometimes referred to as the Shoria megaliths, are a series of massive and mysterious stone structures located in the southern Siberian region of Kemerovo province. This part of Siberia, known for its rugged and forested landscape, forms a continuation of the mountainous belt that includes the famous Altai Mountains, stretching into Kazakhstan, Mongolia, and China. The harsh Siberian climate, marked by severe winters and brief summers, coupled with the mountainous and densely forested terrain, makes archaeological expeditions to this area particularly challenging.
The huge areas of the Earth where only minimal archaeological investigations have ever been carried out. I get it, it's a very tough place to work, and besides, archaeology has the view that there's not much to find there.
The megaliths didn't attract significant academic attention until the 21st century, despite earlier mentions by local historians and enthusiasts during the Soviet era. The shift in interest came largely due to the increased availability of information online and the efforts of local explorers like John Jensen and Dr. Valery Uvarov.
I recognize some patterns that appear to be man-made or at least non-natural.
Their publications and photographs, which highlighted the scale and precision of the megaliths, spurred wider interest and debate, although the area remains underexplored in formal archaeological terms. The physical attributes of the Gornia Shoria megaliths are particularly striking, dwarfing even the largest stones used in the construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza, which weigh around 80 tons. The precision with which these stones are cut and aligned, exhibiting flat surfaces, sharp angles, and tightly fitting joints without mortar, suggests an advanced level of engineering skill. This craftsmanship is reminiscent of the famous Inca walls in Cusco, Peru, where similarly interlocking stones have withstood centuries of seismic activity. A comparison is often drawn with the walls of Sacsayhuaman in Cusco, Peru, another site known for its high-precision stonework.
Incredible megaliths there, which archaeology gives entirely to the Incas, even though the Incas themselves recognized and honored the work of predecessors.
Both the Gornia Shoria and Sacsayhuaman sites display an extraordinary level of stonework that challenges our understanding of ancient engineering capabilities. However, the sheer size of the stones at Gornia Shoria makes the site even more perplexing, raising intriguing questions about the logistics of stone transport and manipulation by ancient builders. The Gornia Shoria megaliths have captured the imagination of many, but they also offer a fascinating case study for geologists who propose that these giant formations could be entirely natural. Various geological processes, particularly those involving glaciers and tectonic activities, might explain their formation without needing to invoke theories of human or extraterrestrial involvement. During the last ice age, massive glaciers moved across landscapes, carrying large boulders known as erratics far from their original quarries. As these glaciers retreated, they left behind these huge stones. Additionally, as the ice moved, it could polish and create striated marks on the surfaces of these rocks, contributing to the smooth and flat appearances that some of the Shoria megaliths exhibit. This is not uncommon in other parts of the world where glacial activities have shaped the terrain. Beyond glaciation, the processes of weathering play a significant role. Chemical weathering, where the rock interacts with the environment, can dissolve weaker materials in the stone, leaving behind angular blocks that might appear artificially carved. Meanwhile, the freeze-thaw cycles typical of Siberia's harsh climate cause the rocks to crack and break naturally along lines of weakness, forming the angular structures observed today. The region's intense seismic activity also contributes to the megaliths' mysterious shapes. The area is prone to movements in the earth that can fracture bedrock, creating sharp, angular formations that mimic the appearance of quarried stone. These natural fractures, caused by faulting and the pressure of tectonic forces, suggest a plausible explanation for the megalith's geometric precision. As tectonic forces lift and fold rock layers, pressure release can also occur, leading to a process known as exfoliation. This causes the rock to break off in sheets or segments, forming large, flat slabs that might look like the work of human hands. An interesting parallel can be drawn with California's Devil's Postpile National Monument, known for its symmetrical, hexagonal columns of basalt formed by the slow cooling of a lava flow and subsequent contraction cracking. This site exemplifies how complex and regular structures can form through natural geological processes, demonstrating that the precise and orderly structures we see at Gornia Shoria could also be the product of dynamic earth processes. Not only have the Gornia Shoria megaliths captured the interests of geologists, but also ignited a flurry of archaeological theories. Some researchers propose that these vast stone structures are the product of an advanced yet unknown ancient civilization. This theory is supported by the megalith's precise cuts and alignments, which imply the use of sophisticated stoneworking technologies that surpass those known from other ancient cultures of the same era.
Are we looking at the traces of a forgotten episode in human history? I think so. I think that's what's going on here.
These observations lead some to speculate about possible cultural and technological exchanges between distant civilizations, suggesting that the builders of the Gornia Shoria megaliths could have been part of a widespread network. This network might have facilitated the spread of architectural and engineering skills across vast distances, much like how architectural styles were shared along the Silk Road. In addition to these mainstream archaeological views, there are several alternative theories that touch on more unconventional narratives. One such theory suggests that extraterrestrial beings could have influenced the creation of the megaliths. Proponents of this idea argue that the scale and precision of the stonework exceed what would have been technologically feasible for humans at the time, drawing parallels to other mysterious ancient sites like the Nazca lines in Peru, which feature designs that are best viewed from the air. Another intriguing hypothesis posits that these megaliths were the work of a now-lost civilization that had access to advanced technologies for manipulating stone, construction, and possibly even geolocation. Technologies that were superior to those of known ancient cultures and which could have been lost following a cataclysmic event like a massive flood or volcanic eruption, reminiscent of the legendary Atlantis. A comparison with the Baalbek temple complex in Lebanon, particularly the Trilithon, offers further context. The Trilithon features 3 massive stones, each weighing between 800 to 1,000 tons, meticulously placed upon rows of smaller blocks.
This is called the Trilithon. Each of these 3 blocks weighs 900 tons.
The similarities in scale and construction techniques between Baalbek and Gornia Shoria raise additional questions about the ancient capabilities in quarrying, transporting, and assembling such enormous stones. Just as the precise alignment of the blocks at Gornia Shoria suggests advanced engineering skills, the Baalbek stones are also fitted with such precision that not even a piece of paper can slide between them. This remarkable precision across both sites suggests a sophisticated understanding of stonework that challenges our perceptions of ancient engineering. The Gornia Shoria megaliths pose significant challenges for researchers and archaeologists attempting to uncover their secrets. The region is famously difficult to access, characterized by dense forests and mountainous landscapes that are tough to navigate. The climate further complicates research efforts, with harsh winters that bring heavy snowfall and freezing temperatures, limiting fieldwork to the brief Siberian summer months. The nearby settlements offer limited resources, making it challenging to support sustained scientific activities. Accommodations, roads, and communication facilities are all less developed, which is essential for conducting large-scale archaeological excavations. This lack of local support, combined with a general prioritization of resources towards more well-known sites, means that Gornia Shoria often remains overlooked in broader archaeological explorations.
It was held that the Neanderthals were stupid, primitive subhumans, shambling, lacking symbolism. Turns out that that's not true at all. What first drew me into it was Denisova Cave in Siberia. What they discover is this isn't a Neanderthal. This is another human species.
The Denisova Cave, nestled in the Bashalakski range of the Altai Mountains, holds a special place in the world of archaeology and human evolution studies. This remarkable site, located at the convergence of Russia, China, Mongolia, and Kazakhstan, is renowned for its rugged terrain and rich biodiversity. The Altai Mountains, a region with a complex geological history, are home to diverse flora and fauna and numerous caves, including the Denisova Cave.
Denisova Cave is a fascinating, beautiful place to visit. It's another example of a missing chapter in the human story that is beginning to be pieced together.
Interestingly, the cave was initially explored in the 1970s by Soviet scientists who were more focused on geology and paleontology. At that time, the archaeological significance of the cave wasn't fully recognized. It was named after Denis, a hermit who lived there in the 18th century, adding a layer of cultural history to the site. The cave itself comprises several chambers and galleries, which have revealed signs of long-term habitation by various groups, including ancient hominins. The turning point in understanding the cave's importance came with the discovery of a Denisovan finger bone in 2008. This discovery catapulted the Denisova Cave into the limelight of international scientific research. Excavations since then have unveiled a rich stratigraphy, replete with artifacts and hominin remains, showing that the cave was a hub of activity over tens of thousands of years. What makes this cave even more fascinating is its remote location and the challenging climatic conditions of the Altai Mountains, which add a layer of complexity to archaeological expeditions. Researchers from around the world have been drawn to this site, striving to uncover its secrets.
The genome of the Denisovans and revealed the Denisovan connection to anatomically modern humans.
The story of the Denisovans is a truly fascinating one, revealing a complex and intriguing chapter in our prehistoric past. This group of extinct archaic humans came into the spotlight in 2010 with a remarkable discovery in the Denisova Cave in Siberia. Initially, scientists thought they had found a Neanderthal bone, but DNA analysis told a different story. It was a finger bone fragment, but not from a Neanderthal. Instead, it unveiled a distinct genetic profile, marking the identification of an entirely new group of ancient humans, the Denisovans. Genetically, the Denisovans were unique, distinct both from modern humans and Neanderthals. The DNA suggested a divergence from Neanderthals around 400,000 years ago, a detail that has added depth to our understanding of human evolution during the Pleistocene era. But the physical appearance of the Denisovans is still largely a mystery. We have only a finger bone, a few teeth, and a fragment of a skull. These limited fossils, robust in nature, hint that the Denisovans were well adapted to the harsh environments of Pleistocene Asia, possibly physically formidable. What's truly remarkable is the Denisovans' genetic legacy in modern humans. Certain populations, particularly in Asia and Oceania, carry Denisovan DNA, a testament to ancient interbreeding.
Denisovan DNA survives, interestingly enough. It survives predominantly in Australasia, in Papua New Guinea and amongst Australian Aborigines.
The indigenous populations in Melanesia, like the Papua New Guineans, show the highest known Denisovan ancestry. About 5% of their DNA is Denisovan. This interbreeding wasn't just with modern humans, they also mingled with Neanderthals, showing a pattern of intermixing among different archaic human species that was more common than we previously thought. And the Denisovans might not have just mingled with known species. Recent studies suggest they might have interbred with another, yet unidentified, ancient human lineage. But what about their culture? While direct evidence is scarce, the Denisova Cave has yielded sophisticated stone tools, a bone needle, and jewelry.
There are indications of strangely out-of-place technology amongst the Denisovans, which is 20, 30,000 years earlier in the human story than it should be.
The impact of the Denisovans on evolutionary biology has been nothing short of revolutionary. They've reshaped our understanding of human evolution, showing us a more intricate history than we once understood. They've also opened up new questions about migration, adaptation, and survival of archaic human populations in Eurasia, but there's still so much we don't know. Research into the Denisovans is ongoing, with scientists piecing together more information from the limited material available. The Denisovan genome in particular is a goldmine. Now moving on to other unsolved mysteries and events in the frigid lands of Siberia, the Tunguska event of 1908 is a story that sounds like it's straight out of a science fiction novel, but it's all real and incredibly intriguing. On June 30th, 1908, something extraordinary happened near the Podkamennaya Tunguska River in central Siberia. An explosion so massive that it flattened about 80 million trees over 2,150 square kilometers occurred. Just to put it in perspective, this blast was about 1,000 times more powerful than the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima. The shockwave was so immense that it was felt up to 2,000 kilometers away. Eyewitnesses described a bright blue light, almost as bright as the sun, and a series of explosions that were followed by a shockwave that knocked people off their feet and broke windows hundreds of kilometers away. The first scientific investigation was conducted by Leonid Kulik, a Russian mineralogist, in 1927. Kulik expected to find a meteorite crater at the site, but instead found a large area of flattened trees radiating outward from a central point with no apparent crater. The leading theory suggests that a small asteroid or comet fragment exploded in the Earth's atmosphere about 5 to 10 kilometers high, releasing energy equivalent to 15 megatons of TNT.
The region of Tunguska sees the biggest explosion in human history. In 1 hour, the explosion and the great fire that followed destroy a region of forest the size of Greater London.
But there are other theories too. Some scientists think it could have been a natural gas leak from within the Earth that ignited in the atmosphere. There are even more exotic theories like antimatter or a miniature black hole colliding with Earth. The environmental impact of this explosion was significant. It led to increased rates of tree growth in the affected area and reports of genetic mutations in plants and animals, possibly due to the intense heat and shockwave. Moreover, the event had global atmospheric repercussions, contributing to the formation of noctilucent clouds and a decrease in atmospheric transparency observed in Europe and Asia. But with all great mysteries come numerous conspiracy theories and speculations. The Tunguska event is no exception. Its mysterious nature has fueled theories about extraterrestrial involvement and secret weapons tests. Despite all the research and theories, the Tunguska event remains one of the 20th century's greatest unsolved mysteries. The Valley of Death in Siberia's Yakutia region is a place that's as mysterious as its name suggests. It's nestled in the northeastern part of Siberia, in the Sakha Republic, known for its extreme climate swings, from scorching summers to winters that are brutally cold. But what really draws attention to this place are the unusual metallic structures scattered throughout the area. These structures are shrouded in mystery, with descriptions varying from dome-like formations to metal objects that are partially buried in the earth. Their origins and compositions are still a puzzle waiting to be solved. Access to the Valley of Death is quite a challenge due to its remote location and harsh climate. The area is mostly accessible only during certain seasons, which makes exploration and research quite difficult. And then there's the local folklore. The Yakut people have long spoken of this valley and its mysterious structures, often associating them with danger and mystique. There are tales suggesting that these structures might be ancient artifacts with unknown powers or energies. Some even say that people and animals have suffered ill effects, like illness or even death after getting too close to these structures. While these stories are compelling, they are, after all, part of local lore and lack scientific verification. But scientists have their theories too. One of them suggests that these structures could be remnants of meteorite impacts, especially considering Siberia's history with events like the Tunguska explosion. These could be unusually large or unique meteoritic fragments. Another theory points towards the possibility of these structures being ancient man-made artifacts, perhaps linked to early human inhabitants or an unknown civilization that once dwelled in prehistoric Siberia. However, Exploring this area is no small feat. The extreme weather conditions, coupled with the region's remoteness, pose significant challenges. Winter temperatures often plummet below -50 degrees Celsius, and summers bring their own challenges like flooding and swarms of insects. The lack of infrastructure and limited access to the region further complicates sustained scientific research. This has resulted in limited empirical data about these structures.
It's obvious now that we were not alone, that there were multiple other human species who were human enough to interbreed with us and leave DNA.
The mystery surrounding it extends beyond science, attracting historians, paranormal enthusiasts, and even tourists. Its secret nature fuels speculation and interest in Siberia's ancient past and unexplored territories. As exploration and technology advance, it's possible that we might unravel more secrets of this mysterious valley.